I've always been obsessed with Kacey Musgraves. Her songwriting, like Same Trailer, Different Park, is the reason why I wanted to start writing my own songs. She would have those songs like Merry Go Round, and I'm like, how does her brain think like that?
Hey friends, it's your girl Emily Curl, and today we are joined by rising country music star who you probably know from her hit song Tennessee Orange. Please join me in welcoming Megan Moroney.
Hello, hello.
First and foremost, congratulations. What a year you've already had. Your debut album is out. You're winning at the CMT Awards. You're iHeartCountry on the Verge artist. Give me a little bit about what life has looked like for you recently.
It's been totally surreal. I can't even process what's going on, really, because it seems like it's just one thing after the other, but it's busy, exciting. I'm excited to have this album out, and really introduce myself to country music. So we're just working hard and keeping at it.
When do you feel like that first big change in momentum started for you? Was it releasing Tennessee Orange when it started gaining a lot of traction, or when was that shift for you personally?
I think I noticed Tennessee Orange doing a lot better than my other songs when in 5 days it had 1 million streams. And so I was like, wait, something must be clicking in a good way with this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely with Tennessee Orange, and I released that in September. So it hasn't even been out that long, but yeah, definitely right almost immediately after releasing Tennessee Orange, I noticed that it was different.
It's wild that this is your debut album because, again, the songwriting is so good. It's funny, it's heartfelt, it's vulnerable, and I feel like you kind of take us on a journey. For you, are these all coming from personal experiences? Are you playing with imagination a little bit? What did that process look like for you?
Yeah, so most of the songs I write, if not all of them, are based on personal experience because, no one really taught me how to write songs. I just write about my life. So I wrote my first song when I was 19, and then in 2020, when there was nothing else to do, that's when I really started writing consistently. And it was always just a way to get my feelings out. It shows my personality, with songs like Sleep on My Side, that kind of shows my funny side.
I almost spit out my coffee when I listened to Sleep on My Side for the first time.
That is a really funny one. And if you heard the laughing at the end, that's one of my best friends. Each song definitely is a part of my personality.
Does this person know that song is about them?
They've gotta, yeah.
And then you mentioned Girl in the Mirror. That was a more vulnerable one. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Yeah, so Girl in the Mirror, I wrote that with Jessie Jo Dillon and Matt Jenkins, and it was the first time I had met them, or I met Matt at a writer's round, but didn't know Jessie Jo, and we just talked for 3 hours about our lives and past relationships and stuff. And I had the title Girl in the Mirror, and once we were talking about how it was kind of a repetitive thing for me and Jessie Jo that we get in these relationships with people we probably shouldn't be in relationships with, and we try to make it work even though we shouldn't be making it work. So we're putting the other person first and sacrificing our own happiness, and we're just honest with our feelings. And we wrote it in 30-45 minutes. So we talked for 3 hours, and then actually we were we should probably write a song now, and we wrote Girl in the Mirror.
And that just came out of it. I mean, I know for me personally that hit home too. I'm dating again. I have a long list of non-negotiables of things I do not settle for. Yes. I'm curious for you, is that something that you do too? Because I can imagine your DMs are flooded right now. You are fully in your prime. What is dating like for you? Do you have different priorities now when it comes to that?
My music right now is my first priority. I'm so busy that I don't really have time to date. But when I do have time to date, I am definitely going to consider not being the girl in the mirror. So yeah, we're going to do our best to not do that.
What is something that you think you used to settle for maybe when you were a little bit younger that now you would no longer tolerate when it came to a partner?
Probably just the red flags off the bat, which I have another song called Fix You Too that kind of talks about this, but I meet a dude that I'm yeah, I can fix him. No, you can't, girl. No, you can't. And so that's kind of I think just trusting my gut from the beginning when I meet someone of oh, he'll fix that or it'll get better. It doesn't usually.
My friends and I always say what is the first red flag in the beginning always ends up being the reason you break up later in the relationship.
Yes, 100%.
Which is so true. It's so true.
Yes.
Like I mentioned before, I'm from Georgia. So immediately when I saw Georgia Girl on the track list, I was I've got to go listen to this one. I loved it. Now you grew up in Savannah, right? Savannah's home for you?
So I was born in Savannah, but I grew up in Douglasville, Georgia.
In Douglasville? Oh my
Yes.
God. I'm from Acworth, Dallas area.
Oh my gosh. Hi.
Wait, I love it. How did growing up in Georgia really establish your roots in country music?
Well, it was just kind of the small town life of I talk about it in some of my songs, but just I grew up in Douglasville, so everybody knows everybody's business. Everybody's listening to country music. Like you said, the bonfires, it's just a more simple way of growing up. And I don't even try to purposely put Georgia in my songs. I think it's just like who I am. And so it kind of shows up throughout the whole album, but I don't think it was on purpose.
Yeah. Who were those like earliest influences for you of like singer-songwriters you really loved?
So I was influenced by a lot of what my dad and mom were listening to. My mom listened to country radio, so that was like Sugarland, Brad Paisley, Miranda Lambert, the country radio artists. And then my dad put me on like James Taylor and Jackson Brown at an early age. So they were more like the songwriter realm. And I think just a mix of those, plus a lot of other artists, obviously, that I'm leaving out. But I think that kind of shaped my sound to what it is today.
What's interesting listening to your album, because again, you get those like hints of like old school country, right? Of old school country songwriting, but then it still feels like edgy and fun and witty. One of my favorites that I wanted to bring up too is Sad Songs for Sad People. I write sad songs for sad people, but I wrote this love song for you.
Yeah, so that one was funny because we got in the room and we're like, what are we gonna write? What does your record not have? And I was like, I don't have love songs, but I don't write love songs. So that's how we ended up on that. I was like, I prefer sad songs. Like, I think sad songs is definitely where I'm more comfortable. But I think the sound of that one, actually, I've been saying it's John Mayer country, but
that's a good way to describe it. John Mayer country, yeah.
But like the album as a whole, me and my producer say it's a vintage car that can fly. We like it to remind people of, classic country, because I love classic country, but I do love like the snarkiness and clever, and I mean, just like the fresh, more modern sound that is also in there. So
like the lyricism is so good. For you, who is an artist, you kind of mentioned John Mayer, but like who is another artist maybe that you're inspired by or that you love right now that you think has like really captured that essence of being a great lyricist?
I've always been obsessed with Kacey Musgraves. Her songwriting, like Same Trailer, Different Park, is the reason why I wanted to start writing my own songs. She would have those songs like Merry Go Round, and I'm like, how does her brain think like that? You know what I mean? Like, I love country music and I've heard a lot of country songs, but like there was something about that record that like really stood out to me. And I think it might have been like I was in, I think maybe like a freshman in high school or something when I first found out about it. And I was old enough to be like, wait, this is different. And my parents didn't introduce me to this. I found this on my own, and I love her lyrics. And she's definitely been an inspiration to me and my songwriting.
It's funny you say that, because I tell everyone that's one of the best country albums in my opinion of all time. I love that
totally
album
agree.
too.
Totally agree.
So good. And the double entendres, it's just so smart, but it's so good. I love that you love that album.
Yes. One of my favorites for sure.
I also love your album. So I thought we could play a quick rapid fire about some things about you and your album before we go, if you're down for that.
Cool.
Okay. What is a song on your album that you're most proud of?
Probably Girl in the Mirror.
I love that one. I could see that. What's a song that almost didn't make the album, but you're glad it did?
Sad Songs for Sad People. That was our last edition.
That was the last one?
Yeah, I almost like let another artist have it because I was like, I don't like love songs, not my thing. But once we listened to the other songs that we had, we were like, wait, that one's kind of perfect.
And it fits so perfectly, yeah. And now, did you used to do a lot of songwriting before?
No, I really only write for myself still. But like I guess Sad Songs for Sad People might have worked for another artist. But as soon as we wrote it, I liked the song, but I was like, love songs are not my brand. I'm not doing that.
But it is crazy how it ties it all together so nicely. Okay, so that one almost didn't make the album. What is the first track you knew had to be on the album?
I'm Not Pretty. So I'm Not Pretty almost made my Pistol Made of Roses EP, but we saved it for the first record. That one's been, definitely on the list.
That's been the one that's been stuck in my head, but I always mix up the ex-boyfriend's girlfriend. I'm like, is it ex-girlfriend's boyfriend? I'm like, who's boyfriend?
I think it could be any of them because we've all done it or someone's creeped on us. So
totally. No, and it's such a like specific phenomenon that we all know, but no one's written a song about it yet. Did it just come to you one day? Like what was the inspiration behind that?
So it was actually 2 a.m. and my ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend literally liked one of my photos from 2016 in PCB. You can go find it on my Instagram. And I'm sure she was like, it's 2 a.m. I'm sure she didn't see it. And I was like, not only did I see it, I wrote a song about it.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's just a lighthearted take on that situation. Because I feel like we've all done it and it's happened to everybody probably. So.
Oh, for sure. And so did they know that the song's about, I mean, of course they know. Have they reached out to you about the song?
Oh, no. Yeah, no. I don't think it's that deep. So.
What's a song from the album you can't wait to play live?
Probably Another on the Way. I'm excited to play that one live with my band.
And then are you playing shows this summer? Like, can we expect more things coming from you?
I am. I'm on tour with Brooks and Dunn, May and June. Got some festivals after that, and then the Lucky Tour in the fall. So pretty packed schedule.
How do you prepare for something like that, a full like year-long endeavor?
I tell my friends that I will miss them and I will see them as soon as I can. And then I survive off of caffeine.
Okay, and then before I let you go, because obviously you have a lot happening today, I've got to hear about these earrings. Does this say Lady Luck?
They do. And I actually bought these like maybe 2 years ago, but now they were fitting. And I forgot that I had them until this morning. And I was like, wait, hold up.
They're perfect.
My past self was looking out for my future self.
You manifested this moment, okay?
Yes.
I love it. Well, Megan, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations again. Really, the album is so good and we are so excited for you.
Thank y'all so much.